Today we're going to be talking about energy systems in sports and understanding their role in performance. The learning objectives for this presentation are, number one, identify and describe the energy systems. There are three main energy systems: ATP-PCr, anaerobic glycolysis, and the aerobic system. Number two, relate energy systems to sports performance. Students need to understand which energy system works with each sport. And number three, evaluate the impact on performance. You need to know how effective training of the energy systems can influence an athlete's performance. The three main energy systems really come down to the duration that the body needs the energy. So ATP-PCr works typically within 0 to 10 seconds of work. Anaerobic glycolysis works within 10 to 60 seconds of work. And aerobic will work 60 to 120 seconds. We'll go over this in more detail. The ATP-PCr energy system occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. It is best used for rapid but limited supply of ATP, which is what we use to create energy. It's best for short duration, high intensity activities such as sprinting or weightlifting, and it can only provide energy for short bursts, maybe 10 to 15 seconds at most. The second energy system is anaerobic glycolysis. This energy system uses glucose primarily and also occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. It provides moderate supply of ATP, whereas the ATP-PCr system, remember, was a short, rapid supply. This is more moderate, and it's better for activities like jogging or cycling. It can last for up to a few minutes. The last energy system is the aerobic energy system. It produces ATP through the breakdown of glucose and fatty acids, not just glucose like the anaerobic glycolysis system. This energy system primarily occurs in the mitochondria of the cells, as we all know is the powerhouse of the cells. This is supported by sustained activities like running, cycling, swimming, something that's a little bit longer duration because it's able to continuously supply and generate ATP from stored fats and carbohydrates. I want to do a quick question and answer. So which of these two sports primarily uses the ATP-PCr energy system? The 400-meter sprint or Olympic weightlifting? The answer is Olympic weightlifting because it's short and fast duration. The next question is, which of these two sports primarily uses the anaerobic glycolysis energy system? 100-meter hurdles or the 200-meter swim? In this case, it would be the 200-meter swim because the distance is a bit longer. The 100-meter hurdles might fall more into the ATP-PCr category. Lastly, which of these two sports primarily uses the aerobic energy system? The half marathon or soccer? This one's a little tricky, but the answer is actually half marathon. Here is a breakdown of energy systems for each sport. If you take a look at this list, you will see approximate percentages of how much each of the energy system contributes for each sport. The impact on sports performance, how efficient energy systems can benefit athletes. It can enhance endurance and stamina. It can improve power and speed. Efficient energy systems can help with a quicker recovery and help with mental focus and clarity. Having a more efficient energy system can help with the consistency in performance. There's no dips or peaks. You're pretty steady and consistent. It can also help with adapting to certain training loads. Lastly, it can help with reducing risk of injury and enhancing confidence. To conclude this presentation, you should now have a good idea of the three different energy systems, how each energy system might pertain to a different sport, and how properly training the energy systems can greatly enhance or influence an athlete's performance.